It is tree planting day here. Husband decided he wanted to start another orchard on the farm, and we have 9 or so trees here up in the yard. We are adding some trees here in the yard over the last couple of years, but he wanted to have another orchard in the hayfield, and I thought that was an odd spot. I wanted it on this side of the creek for easy harvesting the apples. He wants it in a high point on the land. So the deer like the hay a lot. We are going to pick up an electric fence charger. We're going to pick up a solar electric fence charger to go around the whole perimeter, and then we'll space the trees so that we can still mow between the trees with either the finish mower, the swather, or the sickle bar mower are all so wide that with the tractor and the finish mower, we can still go there and mow around it. We definitely want to keep the deer out of it, so we're going to put up some 8-foot T-posts and charge the fence so that they don't come and eat them, because they will be gone in a day. The deer around here, we were just talking to wildlife, there's so much food here to eat. They'll come and eat what you don't want them to eat. This is not food for them. It's going to be food for us and for George. So we're looking out for the future farming generation and generations so that they can make pies and cider and all that goodness that comes from the apple trees. We are going to plant today 10 apple trees over there. So come on out to the field. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so we're up here in the field. This is going to be our new apple orchard. We're on our second row of trees. We had decided we would do a row of 4 Red Delicious, 3 John and Max, and then we have 3 mismatched trees. So they're going to go in a row on their own. The mismatched trees are Gala and Jonathan and Cortland. The kids got tired of sitting. It's been warm for a couple days and they just don't want to get going. So they're over there looking for mulberries over on the edge of the woods. Husband is the best hole digger ever. Husband is the best hole digger ever. This is very, very sandy. And don't let anybody else tell you we're not in a drought. I complain all the time about cutting the hay in the rain, but this area is so dry and sandy. See this part of the field? There's no grass growing at all. It's too dry, and it's crunching under my feet. There's a little bit of weeds. No loss to a couple of bales of hay in this area. So it's going to be a nice apple orchard. I've seen a lot of deer hunting blinds along this way, so I told him I was kind of worried about the charger coming up missing later on. But he said only the neighbors hunt it, that they don't like lease out the land. You always want to be careful of that, because in the fall this would be a great little spot for the deer to hide and the hunters to come and get them. Most of the trees that we got came with a biodegradable bag similar to a burlap. So we're leaving those on. It's helping to keep the root ball together. As we're pulling them out of their pots, most of them have already biodegraded just while they're there. But we are removing the twine that has it tied to the trunk just to make sure that it doesn't girdle the tree at all. If you're not sure about girdling, that's restricting the growth or cutting into it so that it doesn't grow more at all. And it used to be done intentionally to hinder the growth of trees. So, it's coming along.
Third one right there.
Yep. So when we plant our trees, if you've seen a couple of years ago when we planted our Cleveland pear trees on the lane, we dig them deeper than the suggested and recommended planting depth so that it has a water bowl. And the reason for doing that is, especially in this area with the sand, the apple trees do great in the sand, the pH, the acidity, everything is perfect for apples. But we want to be able to put enough water there that you can put in 5 or 10 gallons and let it get down to the roots instead of just having it sit on the top surface where you plant. With these being a distance from the property, this is out at the outer edge of the hayfield, we'll be coming out here with a water wagon pulled behind anything, a truck, a tractor, and we'll be able to directly give them as much water as they'll take instead of carrying 5-gallon buckets that are going to slosh around and spill. So we're planting up on this hill today to get the highest point of the farm that we can, and that is because of frost. So if you get a late frost in the spring and your tree's in a low area, they are going to get frost damage. I actually have one tree at the house that's going back. It never developed any leaves on it, and it's still green, but if it doesn't have leaves, it can't store that energy in the roots to make it through the winter to next year. So when a frost does come up on a hill like this, all that frost cloud, it's heavy, it drops. So it will go downhill lower in this field, you see there. So being that this is the corner of the field, it's also very nice because it drops down in that direction also. And then we'll just keep adding like 4 trees at a time whenever we come up. And I remember last time we bought a lot of trees. July is the discount month for getting the trees because they don't want to water them, they don't want to employ the garden center people. So all this is going to become an orchard over the years. It'll be really great to look back after the years have gone by and see how these trees have grown and how we've added to them. So little George, he's here planting his first ever trees. His siblings have ran off to the walnut tree in the old hay pile over there. So folks, we got one more tree to plant and then it's headed back to the house for dinner and a little grocery run tonight. Remember to hit that like button and hit the little bell for notifications so you'll know when the next video comes up. Thanks for watching everyone, and we'll see you next time. Bye!